For 70 years, the City of North Richland Hills has been committed to providing essential services to the community while being good, conservative stewards of your tax dollars. Providing 24-hour police and fire protection, streets and traffic control, safe drinking water, garbage collection, park and recreation amenities, and more requires a lot of resources and work. And none of it would be possible without the planning and budgeting that helps us deliver city services in an efficient and cost-effective manner. Here are 10 things to know about the proposed budget for fiscal year 2023-24. Like you and your household budget, the city is impacted by inflation, and our budget doesn't stretch as far as it used to. Our operations are already lean, and rising costs for labor, utilities, vehicles, equipment, fuel, postage, and supplies are impacting the bottom line. Like many businesses, the city is struggling to find qualified employees. Vacancies in the police department and public works are among the hardest for us to fill as we compete for employees with other cities and private industries. To remain competitive in today's job market, employee pay increases are included in the proposed budget. The city's property tax base increases each year because of rising property values and new properties added to the tax rolls. To offset the impact on taxpayers, we are proposing to reduce the city's property tax rate again this year. Lowering the tax rate offsets the impact of increased valuation for most property owners. In fact, properties with a homestead exemption should not see any increase in their individual taxes. As a reminder, individuals who are disabled or over age 65 who have applied with the appraisal district for a tax freeze will not see any increase in city taxes. Improving our city streets continues to be a priority. We are about halfway through the $49 million in street reconstruction projects that voters approved in 2020. 6 of the projects have been completed, 10 are currently underway, and 8 more will begin next year. In addition, around 120 streets are improved each year through our preventive street maintenance program. Population growth is driving the need to add police officers and firefighters to respond to additional calls for service. 4 police officers are proposed, with more than half of the funding coming from a federal grant. 3 firefighters are proposed, with almost all of the costs for the next 3 years covered by another federal grant. The City of NRH strives to take advantage of grant funding whenever possible to minimize costs to citizens. Freezes during recent winters and heavy rainfall this spring brought attention to needed water utility and drainage improvements. The proposed budget includes funding for several projects, including generators and electrical improvements at pump stations to keep water flowing during power outages, and drainage improvements to decrease flooding during heavy rain events. Our staff works hard to maintain city vehicles, facilities, equipment, and technology to get as many years out of these resources as we can. For the coming year, we've budgeted for the replacement of roofs at 2 fire stations and repairs to the fire training facility. We've also budgeted to replace an ambulance, a brush truck for the fire department, as well as critical public works equipment necessary to maintain our utility lines. There is over $1 million budgeted for technology upgrades that are needed to improve city services. The City of North Richland Hills purchases water and sewer services from the City of Fort Worth and the Trinity River Authority. When their costs for water and sewer treatment increase, these costs are passed on to NRH customers. Sewer rates are projected to increase by 53 cents per 1,000 gallons in the new fiscal year. No increase in water rates is planned. The water park's annual budget includes a $5.7 million replacement of the Green Extreme with a new water slide attraction in 2024. It has become increasingly harder to get parts to maintain the Green Extreme, which first opened in 1998. NRH2O operates like a business, with its revenues covering all expenses, and construction of the new attraction will be paid for by NRH2O revenues, not by your tax dollars. Every summer, the City Council holds budget work sessions to receive information, ask questions, and make decisions on the city's annual budget and priorities for the coming fiscal year. Public input is an important part of the process. Residents are invited to provide input at a public hearing on Thursday, September 7th. Comments can also be submitted online through the city's website. Following the September 7th public hearing, the City Council is scheduled to adopt a budget and set the tax rate on September the 11th. The new fiscal year begins October 1st.